Kuning.
Oh my god.
I need to actually buy that line. Oh, honey.
Kuning.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Mkize and this is my channel. If you are a regular Dzegula, a regular liker, a regular sharer, honey. Thank you so much for coming back once again, baby. And if you are new here today, welcome to the channel. Make sure that you click the subscribe button. Okay, so listen here. If you're new here, you don't know, this is not a couples channel or anything, okay? This is my channel, but I have a guest today, guys. The one, the only, Lwazi I.
Hi Smahle, and thank you for having me to your channel.
Of course, guys.
Hello to the regular Dzegulars, honey.
Guys, Lwazi is also a content creator living in China, and he's also a teacher just like me. But Lwazi is actually a doctor. Actually, you are a medical student who graduated with a degree here in China, and he kind of switched careers, and now he's teaching. And so we decided to connect, guys, because really the content here too has been giving.
Yeah,
and I think it was time for us to come together.
Exactly.
You know.
And I feel like a lot of people wanted it, but I just didn't know. I didn't know.
This is the collab we didn't know that we needed.
Yeah.
You guys already know that we've been shooting part 1, and so this is going to be part 2 of our Q&A. Yeah. So I currently have some questions here that we're going to answer. I'm going to get straight into it because obviously you guys have seen the first part. If you haven't seen it already, head on over to Lwazi's channel, Lwazi I on YouTube. Subscribe first, okay? Let him know that Usba sent you, okay? And then watch the video of part 1. Okay, guys, so first question. Other opportunities besides English second language teaching in China. What other opportunities are out there or here for you guys? I was actually telling Lwazi that I don't actually know a lot. I don't know about you, Lwazi.
Yeah, there's social media work, so you can do live streaming. So there's lots of companies that want foreigners, expats to do live streaming on TikTok. Yeah. Because as you know, TikTok is very big in China.
It's huge.
Actually, it's from here in China.
All over the world.
Yeah.
It's huge, but
so
it's
there's like a huge market for expats to work as live streamers where they sell products online for companies. Yes. There's also just like a market for working in corporate, but the main thing is that you either have to have a base company in your country, for example in South Africa, that can send you to China. Yeah. Or you could be a highly skilled individual, whether it be like maybe you work in management. And there's also a huge advantage if you can speak Chinese. Always. Yeah, if you speak Chinese, you can always get an opportunity more.
I think one that we never talk about enough though is like students. Like if you want to study and further your studies, obviously it depends on what you're studying and if you get funding for it, but like how you came here.
Yeah. Come here to study, and then after you can stay and then find a job. It's much more easier that way.
It is a little easier
because a lot of the times you find that students already know how to speak the language.
Correct.
And they're already in the field. They know how it works.
Exactly.
Especially if maybe you study engineering. Yeah. Engineering. You know how it works in China, so it's easier for you to find a job.
Get a job.
Yeah, but you're already in the market.
And most of the time your modules are in Chinese, right?
It depends. There's like English as well as Chinese.
Okay.
So you choose,
But you learn the language at some point.
You do learn the language, You have to learn Chinese language. It's part of like your course.
That's something I really wished as a teacher that was like part of our training, to like actually have Chinese lessons incorporated in our training, because a lot of it is just like they trained us on like words that we need to live and like go by,
like daily Chinese,
but I really feel like they should have invested in like our Chinese training, because I feel like that could have really enhanced our like living here and really made it like so much more better.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's that answer. So for the next question is, what are the most important traits you picked up in China which you wouldn't have picked up in South Africa? This is a really great question. I think I came to China when I was 25 and I'm about to turn 30, so it's 5 years living in China, and I really feel like I wouldn't be the person that I am today if I stayed in South Africa for those 5 years. I think obviously I would have still evolved, but I think it would have been little different because I have my family with me, I have my safety nets, and I would have a love life. I would probably be married, honestly. I think I would have agreed to mshato, maybe have a baby on the way, like I would have
regular
Dzegula running around. I would have had I really think it would have been a whole different life for me. What about you? Like I really think I would be a family woman, like a wife, someone's wife and someone's mom. But in hindsight, I think that it's still a good life to live. I think people have some really wholesome lives being moms and wives, but I think I really enjoy the fact that I've really grown independent here. I think when I moved when I was 25, I had not had any corporate experience, and working for someone that was like, you know, paying me a good amount of money. I was working for a non-profit, so I really needed to grow up in terms of working and being responsible and having savings and being like a responsible young woman. And I think also just knowing that I can start from scratch wherever I go. I'm not afraid to be like, okay, I'm leaving this, it doesn't serve me, I'm going to the next place.
Exactly.
You know?
I feel like that's one of the things that a lot of us can relate to about living in China, is that you lose that sense of like comfortability, like sense of comfort, because you're not home, you live in a foreign country, you don't have your family members, you don't have your community, so you always know that you can always just pick your bag and go to a different place. It's easy. I feel like also for a lot of people, you need to learn how to be able to do that. It's important for you to be able to know how to move from one place to another and start from scratch.
Always.
I think that's the main thing that I've learned about living in China, because we stay in one place for like a year or 2 years depending on contracts, and then you pack your bags, you move to a different city.
Absolutely. I think another thing that I just thought about now is that like a lot of like the stuff that I work on in therapy and like with trauma and some of that stuff I wouldn't have, you know, faced in South Africa, because I had my safety nets and I had people who were kind of projecting and allowing these things to happen to me, and so no one was calling it out. So now I didn't call it out. And the minute, I think it was in lockdown, Foods, like hardcore lockdown, I started to really come and like, you know, face myself in the mirror and say, these are the stuff that you need to work on. And I think that is the one thing I also really value, because it really like made me kind of do an introspective and like see what's going on, you know, why you act the way
that's the major thing. Like China allows you to see yourself for who you are outside of your family, outside of your Zulu culture. You see yourself for who you are. Like there's no messing up here. You definitely get a chance to be able to see yourself and learn about how you are as a person.
Exactly. And you start to realize what boundaries you want to place in your life and what things that you stand for and that you don't, because it's easy to just be part of a crew and follow along. And I think this is the place where I really decided to leave behind the crowd and be on my own.
Be on your own,
I love that. Okay, so the next question is, how do you guys deal with homesickness? I think that's a perfect question after that.
The answer is I don't, honestly. We cry ourselves to sleep.
We cry ourselves to sleep.
Or we order food, expensive products that are South African for like a lot of money.
My body language is telling you how I deal about it. I miss home.
I miss home. We don't. I miss home so much, and I feel like, you know, even when I go back home, it's gonna be such a different experience. Because we've been gone for so long.
Like I worry sometimes that things have changed so much. Is it gonna be like, is it gonna feel like I'm home? Is it gonna feel like I'm just a foreigner?
Like you basically have to treat it like you're coming there for the first time.
Nah.
Because there's so much that's happened, and you're also a different person yourself too. Like your relationship you've had before are gonna be different, because people are not like stagnant. They're moving on with their lives. Just as much as how you also moving on with your life.
So it's very different. Okay, love. So as I was saying before COVID, like I think visiting home, there were things that were like you could still like, oh my gosh, this is what I missed, this is what I missed. But with so much happening in South Africa, I just feel like I'm gonna get there and be like, guys, where's this? Where's this? Where's this person? Abantu bayashona. Like it's just like, hi, kuningi. Guys, Lwazi came for me.
I love Sma's quotable quotes. Kuningi, honey.
Kuningi, guys. Next question is, how is housing in China compared to South Africa? So when you're asking housing, I'm guessing you're thinking apartments.
Apartments,
because that is what we have the most experience with. And guys in Nagize actually seen a house in China. Have you?
We do. I actually lived in a community where they had like houses. My first job.
Wow.
So they were really rich. There was like houses, like freestanding houses.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it was like a community, closed, gated community.
Gated community.
Yeah, so it was really nice.
Okay, but for apartments,
it's quite different in South Africa, because I feel like you have to pay like up to like a year or 6 months of rent. And
that's
then
the major difference.
Landlords. I think if you follow me on my Instagram, you probably know my stories about landlords. Yeah, so it's just sometimes a lot of work, especially if you don't know how to speak the language. They can just tell you whatever they want to tell you. But they also do follow the same the rules of contracts, leasing. You lease for a certain amount of period, and you have to pay your rent at a specific period of time.
I think another thing that I picked up from moving from Beijing to a smaller city is that in Beijing there's a lot of dependents, or foreigners depend a lot on agents. So that there's that middleman between them and the landlord, like Z-Room and things like that. But in South Africa, that is something that I have never used to get an apartment. And so I've also seen here in the smaller city, there isn't that. Like you deal with the landlord
Directly.
I think you also
yeah.
just described that. But in Beijing, I remember my first job, I didn't even meet my landlord because I had Z-Room facilitating everything, even the contract signing, and that person spoke fluent English. So I really think it depends on the city. But like Lwazi said, a lot of it is just like monetary things that are different, like deposits being paid up, like 6 months
before. In advance.
Like it's insane. Like,
especially when you're changing jobs, you definitely need to have a lot of money when you change jobs.
You can't
it's so expensive changing jobs in China. Yeah.
I think that was one of the things that made me sign my deal at my current job when they were offering housing, because I was like, I'm not ready to pay 6 months rent in a new city, and I knew that I had to move to a small city because of the way First Leap closed down. I wasn't financially in a good place to be like, I'm moving to like a big city or back to Beijing or wherever. I knew that I had to stay in my space where I could, and I was going to school again, so it was a lot.
It was a lot. And also just like comparing different cities, like tier 1 or bigger cities will obviously be more expensive than smaller cities. So you pay less money on rent. It also just depends on what kind of city you want to live in. But
I think what I like the most is that, like, I've lived in 2-bedroom apartments and 3-bedroom apartments here in China more than I have in South Africa. Like here, it's like,
it's affordable.
It's affordable.
Yeah, it's
in
affordable.
South Africa, we're like, well, there's no
too much.
If you're gonna
you
do that,
stay in Sandton in South Africa.
Can you imagine?
Our salary.
That's a Sandton one of my 1-bedroom.
Exactly.
No. So yeah, that is. I hope that answers your question. Okay, this is the last question before we have a fun question to end off this video. But this is misconceptions that Westerners have about Chinese people or China that isn't true. So I'm gonna start this one off because this is the one that kind of just like hit me in the face when I first arrived. Guys, when I walked in here, I thought I would see people doing kung fu on the side of the road, karate, like Jet Li, Jackie Chan. None of that. Okay,
yeah, it's
none
so
of
westernized. It's not westernized, but it's so modernized.
It's so modern. It's so modern. And if you are doing martial arts, you're in a studio. You're not doing it in groups outside. And you know. But I will say that there are what you see in the movies where old people are playing mahjong and board games outside. That is very prevalent.
Very common. For me, I don't know because I didn't really have an idea about China before I came here. Besides the movies,
no.
I didn't.
Did you do any research when you first moved? Like
about Chinese culture? No,
like
I didn't. I just did a bit of research about my city, my school.
Right.
That's about it. But I never did any research about the culture. I was just like, no. The only thing I had was like I bought like a small pocket dictionary from Adams.
Yeah.
Like a bookshop.
Adams, guys, did you hear that Adams closed? Sorry,
I know they closed down. Yeah, they closed down. So I got like a small pocket dictionary and I started learning Chinese. That's the only thing I did. Yeah.
Didn't that tell you? Smart man.
But in terms of like perception, a lot of people think that Chinese people eat like dog meat, which is uncommon.
Which is very uncommon.
Yes, they do eat dog meat, but not everywhere. Like, you can't just go to like a supermarket and you find dog meat.
No, you can't find that displayed. Okay,
exactly. This is
cut
how
the
much.
head off. I'd like some head and some dye.
Yeah,
it's not that.
So what else?
Also, like the misconceptions about them eating like. I know there's a lot of talk about the wet markets or the black markets and stuff being sold. That is very true. That does exist, but it's very hidden. It's not something
you
that
find it anyway.
I walk on the side of the road and I see frogs and I see cats being sliced up. No, but yeah, guys. Honestly, I didn't know a lot about the Chinese culture when I first arrived.
Yeah,
I think I got a lot of exposure when I got here, and I think it was very controlled as well by my school in terms of they showed us cuisine and they took us to the best restaurants and they try to sell China to us and kind of say stay, because we could have still changed our minds after the first month and left. So I really got the best experience in my first couple of months here, and I think that's one of the reasons why I decided to stay. But
and I think also just like coming here with an open mind, like because like you could watch movies and watch vlogs about how China is, but it still won't paint a picture to how China is up until you fully come here and experience it for yourself.
I think another one is like the most common one too is like people think Chinese people all look the same. They don't. Once you live here, you start seeing them. This Johnny looks different from
this. Yeah, exactly.
And that's when I learned this kakulu when we hit COVID hard and we went back to school and my kids started wearing masks.
You can still pick them up.
You can still pick them up just with their eyes. And so,
but also because you work with kids, so you have to be able to tell. Like,
to distinguish the differences, absolutely. And the parents, of course. But yeah, that's the major thing, I think. But in terms of just China overall, I think with this country, it's like we learn stuff every day and you constantly have to keep an open mind. You really do. And there's a lot of culture shocks that I wasn't anticipating as a black woman, just having to deal with that a lot of people had not seen a foreigner before. And so it was just really difficult.
Yeah, it is. It's such a different culture to South Africa. So like, you just have to come here with an open mind.
Right. And I think as South Africans, we treat foreigners completely different compared to how we're treated here, right?
Yeah, besides xenophobia, but yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Actually, no, you don't get off the hook. South Africans need to do better.
Yeah.
We need to hold each other accountable. Okay, guys, so those are the questions, but we have a final question. Hold on, let me change the bed. Okay, guys, sorry, incredibly better. So,
You're gonna skip this.
no, they follow me.
Okay.
Whatever I understand, life happens, guys.
Yeah, life
I get the
happens.
perfect. I got a production. I have the production team, lah.
Exactly.
But anyway, so the final question that I wanted to actually add into this Q&A is because I thought it would be so funny if we did impressions of each other. We watch each other's channels. Like I watch Lwazi's channel every single time. Like every video he posts, I feel like I know more about him from his vlogs, and that's like some of the things I was asking him today. I was like, so this and this and this. Anyway, so let's do impressions of.
Oh my god!
Okay, I'm gonna start. Practice in your head. Okay, this is Lwazi. This is Lwazi. Okay. Ngifuna ukujola. I'm leaving the small city. Ngoba ngifuna ukujola. Ngikhathele guys, the small city. Sengifuna ukuhamba. Guys, he will always talk about umjolo all the time. All the time.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yes.
Oh my god! Welcome back to my channel, honeys. If you're a regular degular, honey.
Please, guys, I need to actually buy that line. It was honey.
Kuningi, kuningi, kuningi.
And then I stopped saying it.
Honey.
But honey is
a
forever
standard.
standing.
And kuningi is standard.
Kuningi, guys. Because it thoroughly explains.
Yeah, we go through a lot. There's a lot happening.
Kuningi.
There's a lot happening. And I love this analogy. There's a lot happening in life, so it just encapsulates everything.
It captions everything, you know? So yeah. So yeah, guys, we're gonna end off this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, just interacting with us and, you know, watching all the content and spending the day with us and obviously.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, thank you, Lwazi, for just keeping me accountable. So I did manifest to see a collaboration with Lwazi. And
at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year in my Q&A, in my life updates. And then Lwazi's like, ma'am, send me a DM. He's like, I'm leaving. So this is the time. It's now or never. And I knew I had to jump on it. And I'm so happy that I did. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming and just spending the day with me. And Barbara, thank you as well. Off camera production here too.
our production manager.
Our production manager, Lwazi's friend. And so yeah, any last words?
Please don't forget to subscribe to her channel because we're on the road to 5Ks. I want all the regular Dzegulars, even from my channel, the friends of my channel.
Yeah, actually, we need to find a name for your channel. Your team, your gang.
My friends.
Your friends.
Yeah,
because you always put them friends.
Yeah, friends of my channel.
Friends of Lwazi's channel.
Please subscribe to Smart's channel. Yes. She's on the road to 5K. It would really mean a lot to us. And yeah.
Thank you, Lwazi. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. I'm saying it's a wing. That's the back one. I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.